I'm going to start us off here this morning. We are live and we are talking to Kaiser. Welcome for the November episode of Coffee with Cathy Clark, our steadfast mayor. And thank you very much for joining us. We have Betty Hart talking about our fire district, Jonathan Thompson with our Kaiser Chamber of Commerce representation, Colleen Bush with our transportation representation. So with that, I will turn the floor over to you, Cathy. Good morning and hello, Kaiser.
Good morning. Does anybody feel like, I feel like we've been here before? Well, you're right. Way back when in the other days, we shifted over to online and we're doing that again. So that we can make sure we keep communicating with everybody that we can about what's going on in Kaiser and how we can continue to take care of each other. A couple of things I want to lead off with. One is that, everybody on this call, the leadership of Kaiser fully supports all efforts to make sure that we continue the great healthy habits that we have developed. Some of them were a little different for us, but that doesn't change the fact that all of the basics have never changed. And we want to continue to have Kaiser be a leader in what we do with keeping our faces covered when we need to in the public spaces and making sure that we keep our hands washed, give everybody their space. And the one I add to everybody is get outside. That fresh air, sunshine, when we get it, no promises, this is Oregon, is so good for our physical and mental health. And we always hear when we get on the plane, put your oxygen mask on before you help the person next to you. Keep yourself healthy. Keep your mental attitude healthy so that you can support and connect with the people around you in a very positive way. We will continue to promote and encourage and enhance every opportunity for us to live healthy, thriving lives. That said, I want to make it extremely clear that the call by our state leadership to call the police about families in your neighborhood, we do not support. We want to make sure you understand that every family, every household in Kaiser is to be free from harassment. What some people in leadership do not understand is that we do have, unfortunately, people in our community who do harass families for any one of a number of reasons, and there is no good reason to harass a family. But we want to make it clear that calling our police is for public safety, for safety concerns. Loud parties, noise and things like that. Guess what, folks? That didn't change. Still not okay. It has nothing to do with the governor's order. But we ask everyone to make sure if you have a concern about your neighbor, talk to your neighbor. Make sure that we are still working together as a community and that every family, every household knows you are welcome. You are safe. You are important as a member of our community in Kaiser. So I want to lead off with that. So what else is going on in Kaiser? We've got lots going on. Our businesses and our community are working very hard to make sure that our businesses stay open and thrive. And I'm so thankful to have Jonathan here. Our fire district is providing a medical and fire safety services to make sure we stay safe, especially as we transition inside. So I'm so happy to have Betty here. And I'm so happy that we've been able to keep our transit services providing necessary and life-saving at time transportation options for people, especially for those who are transit dependent. So I'm so glad to have Colleen here. David, thank you so much for making sure that we stay in connection with our community through thick and thin, through up and down. And by the way, so everybody knows, I'm going to embarrass you. Congratulations, Grandpa.
Thank you.
He's an absolute love. And like you, I joined the Grandparent Club this year, and it is awesome.
Yeah, to see a face looking back at you is so neat.
Well, I just love the absolute glow on your face holding your little grandson, and it's just awesome. That's one of the blessings from 2020. So at the city, we are continuing to stay open. Our services remain available to everyone in the community. Please check on our website or call ahead if you have a question on how you need to interface with anybody on our staff. We are complying with safety protocols, and if you go down to City Hall right now, you are seeing some permanent installation of safety barriers and configurations in our City Hall area that will not only provide for health safety, but just safety in general for our employees and staff. And so pardon our dust, but you're gonna be wearing a face covering so you won't get any dust in your face anyway. And we're gonna be making these changes permanent. Also, very, very important, make sure people know to go to Salvation Army and St. Vincent de Paul for some of the energy and rental and utility assistance. We are trying to connect everyone with those funds so we can get them out the door into your hands so that by the end of the year, all of our utility customers will be current, paid up in full, no worries. We want to make sure that you are taken care of, have one less thing to think about. If you have any questions at all about what's going on in the city of Keizer, please reach out to me, clarkc@keizer.org. I'm happy to chat with you on the phone when I'm not at my day job, which I still have, for which I'm thankful, and or chat with you after work or on weekends. Stay connected, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay involved. Keizer, we've got this. So with that, I would like to, because I think business is a huge area right now where people are concerned with the changes that came down in the executive order. Jonathan, I'd like to pivot to you now so you can let us know how our Keizer businesses are doing and how the Chamber is continuing to support our businesses staying open and to thrive to the greatest extent possible. And don't forget the giving trees. Jonathan, to you.
Thank you, Mayor Clark. Yeah, it goes without saying that this latest shutdown has been absolutely devastating on small business and their employees. Many small businesses, mine included, weathered the last shutdown okay, but through the slowdown in the summer, are coming into this shutdown in a much weaker position than we went into the last one. So yeah, there's nothing short of devastating. But the Keizer Chamber is working on a few fronts, and we're asking the community to join us on. The first is from the last restaurant takeout only opportunity. The Keizer is Hungry Facebook page is still open and active. Restaurants are posting on that. They're posting specials. They're posting updates. So please keep an eye on that. And then we're also in the process of launching a new initiative. Hopefully it will go live this weekend. But it's called Buy Local Keizer, and it's an opportunity for other businesses that are not restaurant oriented, that don't serve food, to highlight what they have available. For example, as we head into the Christmas season, we're encouraging businesses to post what their things they have for Christmas presents and stuff like that. So you can buy from a local business when you're doing your Christmas shopping, and not have to leave Keizer and support and support our local businesses. And then also we're continuing our Chef's Night Off. We had another one of them, takeout edition, on Wednesday over at the Chicken Shack. Went really well. But as part of that process, if you order takeout food, or when we can dine in again, if you dine in, you can fill out a form and be entered to win a $100 gift card to that restaurant. So not only does the restaurant get the increased exposure through the program, they also the Chamber also purchases a $100 gift card from them that we then raffle off. So they typically have a pretty good night. So there's three things that we're kind of asking you to do. If you can, please get takeout from local restaurants. Please help them keep their doors open and their bills paid as best as they can. Takeout is not a long-term solution for many of those folks. We understand that, but at least keep something going. So please think about that. Something you can do that costs no money at all. Leave a review for a restaurant or a local business that you've been a customer of. Leave them a good review. That helps out so much, and it costs you nothing. You don't have to leave your house to do it. And then also, if you can purchase a gift card, that's another great option. Purchase a gift card that you can use after this is over. So I encourage you, when you think about what you need, whether it be for Christmas, or for food or anything like that, think about what you can do to shop locally and here in Kaiser first. We have a lot of great merchants who would love to help you out. They would love for you to spend your dollars here locally. So please consider that as you move forward. On a brighter note, Giving Basket is going really well. We are planning to serve, our need is up. We expected it to be up. We have about 30% more families this year than we did last year. So we're working hard to get those served. We still have gift tags to fill. You can check out our Kaiser Chamber Facebook page for a list of where all those trees are. So you can swing by a local business. You can pick up a gift tag and return the toy or clothing item to that local business. And also, we're doing something a little bit different this year. Usually, the first weekend of Miracle of Lights is usually a food collection that gets donated to the chamber. It's going to look a little bit different this year. Rather than being at the start of the route, the food collection is going to be at Gubser Elementary on December 4th, 5th, and 6th. And a couple of the local car clubs have stepped up to help, and they're going to decorate their cars in the parking lot. So as you finish the great route through the neighborhood, you can end at Gubster Elementary and go through some decorated cars. Be outside, it'll be socially distant, but we count on that first weekend of food to help fill these food boxes for the Giving Tree moving forward. So I encourage you to come out that first weekend, look at all the hard work the people on the Miracle of Lights route have done, and then also to drop your canned foods at Gubser. And a big thank you to Superintendent Perry at the Salem Kaiser School District. It took her about 3 seconds to approve our request to use the Gubster parking lot. There was no red tape. There was no bureaucracy. There were no forms. She just said, yeah, there's a need and let's fill it. So big thank you to the Salem Kaiser School District for that. But other than that, nothing's going on. So.
Yep, just business as usual. So the two car clubs are ones that are usually in our parade. I believe
they are,
the
yeah.
Salem Jeepers and the
Toyota Tundra Club.
Toyota Tundra. And they always do a great job. I love how unique every single vehicle is, and they're so bright and cheerful. So I am so delighted that they're going to be able to have a non-moving parade and another way to adapt. Yeah. That is going to be so fun.
Call it a reverse parade this year.
Yeah. There we go, a reverse parade. We parade by them. Why not? It's 2020.
Yeah.
So if people want to sign up, if they want to know how they can help with the giving baskets, what's the website?
The website, you got to check out the Kaiser Chamber's Facebook page or give the Kaiser Chamber office a call. And Corey is coordinating that for us on our team, and she's doing a wonderful job. So give us a call if there's any questions you have or if you want to help, we're taking all comers. So we will have we'll have something for you to do. I'm confident.
Absolutely. Kaiser City Council night will be the Friday night. And so all of us who are available, and we do have a couple of our counselors who have to be very careful because of their medical needs. But those of us who don't have those restrictions will be out there with the appropriate, face coverings and distancing and everything. We will comply with all of those to keep everybody safe and healthy and just to do some fantastic work in support of our families. And again, I want to echo what you said, Jonathan. Thank you so much to Superintendent Christy Perry for getting to yes so quickly for our families. She's been very proactive on how she can make sure that our students and our staff are safe and continue to have opportunities to grow in their education, but also recognizing the whole family is all part of that education need. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a report about the incredible generosity of this community for our kids through the Giving Basket program. And
Cathy, one other thing under the chamber had is the Christmas tree lighting at Wally Plaza is going to go on. We did a simulcast live from the chamber offices right to the TV channel 23. One of the first times we've pushed that all the way through. So we're ready to go on December 1st. Jonathan, any more details you want to announce about that tree lighting?
No, but thank you for the reminder. Yeah, it wouldn't be Christmas in Kaiser if we didn't light the tree at Wally Plaza, and I'm not going to tell Dave Wallery that we're not putting lights on that thing. So we are lighting that Christmas tree. We'll light it Tuesday, December 1st, and it will be all virtual. So folks can watch it. And just think of it this year as I guarantee you it will not rain in your living room, so you can watch it where it's warm and dry.
And another note, we really caution folks to please watch from home. We've had already people excited. This is such a tradition, but if we have people congregate in that space, it may not happen because we can't have to be distanced right now. So just thank you so much for supporting us by watching it on your mobile device or on channel 23.
Amen.
And there's
What time is it?
The program will start at 6:15, and I believe it's 6:45. Is that, or maybe 6:35? What's the plan, Jonathan?
Yeah, about between 6:30 and 6:45, Santa will arrive as usual, and he will flip the switch and light the tree. So if you could be tuned in by about 6 or 6:15, then you'll be there in plenty of time. We'll have some announcements to make, some really exciting announcements to make, and then we'll get the tree lit for Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
That is wonderful. So looking forward to that. And then they will have the whole month of December to come by the tree, take pictures with the kids. Again, get outside, get that fresh air, and make that your holiday Facebook cover picture of Christmas in Kaiser. So thank you again for that, and making sure that we can celebrate and do it in a way that is adaptive and still keeps the good things going. So I want to go now to Betty Hart, because not only does Santa usually arrive, and there's all sorts of events that usually happen. So Betty, you can bring us up to date, but also, how are folks doing? How are our emergency services doing? And making sure that we're both fire safe and EMS safe here in Kaiser. Betty, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I noticed, excuse me, the sign behind you that says "Beam me up, Scotty." I suspect there are lots of people watching today who feel like we should do that with 2020 all the way around. Okay, so I do have a few things to report from the fire district. Since we're talking about Christmas, December 19th will be candy cane drive-through with Santa. There will be 2 locations that people can drive through between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Day Spring Church on Lock Haven and the Kaiser Salem Senior Center that's at Cherry and Plymouth. And this isn't quite as cool as having Santa show up on your street on a fire truck, but it should still be fun. So families can drive through and say hi to Santa and pick up their candy cane. So that should be a lot of fun. And again, of course, we're not having the Christmas pancake breakfast, which I'm very sad about, but it's just not feasible under these conditions. So there are great many things. So Kathy just asked if people have no car, is walk up okay? Well, I don't really know the answer to that question, but I'd say wear a mask, and if you walk up, then just kind of wave and see if they'll come and give you the candy canes that you came for. So, just do the best we can. So, of course, the staff and volunteers of the Kaiser Fire District have been doing all their best to stay safe, of course, throughout the pandemic. And they've increased some of their protocols right now to mitigate potential issues that they come in contact with every single day. And of course, they've been social distancing in the station, and they continue to do that. They wear masks when there's more than one person in a vehicle. They wear personal protective equipment on every call, with the assumption of whatever the call is for, a fall or heart attack or whatever, that the patient or someone in the household might be COVID positive. so that they can protect themselves and their patients. And of course, even more emphasis today on if you're not feeling well, stay home. And they were fortunate enough to purchase an aeroclave, which is a sanitizing system using air to sanitize the trucks, the living space, the offices, whatever needs to be done. And they're doing that on a much more needed basis, of course. The station continues to be closed to the public, and we're the board and other committees of the fire district are meeting online, so we can keep our distance from the station and the firefighters as much as possible. Even the district administrative staff is working from home as much as possible to avoid contact. Our firefighters were involved in 9 conflagrations in Oregon and California, mostly in August and September. And of course, now they have gotten quite a bit of training around wildfires. I have to admit, when we had the smoke in the air here, the one thing I kept thinking of is, what would it take to all of a sudden have a big fire here? Out my window, I see quite a few trees. They were probably pretty dry. And I thought, oh, how terrible that would be if we ended up having a fire here in the urban area. So I'm glad they're getting that training. And the good news also is that the fire district will be reimbursed for overtime and the use of our vehicles during that time frame, so that the Kaiser taxpayers aren't subsidizing that. And the downside really is that everyone works a lot of overtime, and it gets pretty wearing after a while, I'm sure, although some of them really like the opportunity to do the wildfire work because it's pretty exciting and interesting, I think. It's amazing all of the things I think that we have learned about remote work and learning and staying in contact with loved ones when we aren't able to do things in person during this time period. And the thing I look forward to the most, I think, is seeing how that continues to impact our lives as things ease up and we're able to see people more often. I've certainly enjoyed using Zoom. I don't have to worry about what the back of my hair looks like or whether or not I have bad breath. And it's nice to sit here in my living room and talk to all of you and everyone who's today. So thanks, Cathy.
Thank you. Yeah, there are some definite upsides to becoming Zoomies. But thank you for reminding me to let people know that the Kaiser City Council will also be going back to Zoom for our council meetings and our work session for the month of December. As we get through December, then the council will decide in what we're going to do in January. We're kind of going to take it as it comes, because we recognize that not everybody has access to Zoom and other electronics, and we want to be as accessible as possible for us to hear from and interact with everybody in our community. But that said, it seemed like a prudent thing to do at this time. So the December 7th and 21st council meetings and the December 14th work session will all be televised on, we will be conducting them by Zoom, and we will be online and on channel 23 and all of the usual media outlets. And we of course can be reached via email with any comments or concerns or questions and public input. So thanks for reminding me to make that announcement. And one of the things that Chariots has done is they adapted very quickly also to the Zoom format. And when you mentioned that autoclave or the aeroclave, Betty, that was something that Chariots had to pivot to quickly. Talk about an adaptive and rapidly changing service that is so essential to our community. Colleen, thank you for joining us today. Colleen is our representative to the Salem Kaiser Air Transit District Board of Directors, and she is an amazing ambassador for transit and keeps us informed about this very essential service. Colleen, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you very much. And I'm in what we have called our Zoom room as well. My husband and I, Bob, do lots of meetings here throughout the week. And we kind of set up our little corner, got my encouraging things behind me, and hopefully they are encouraging to you. Yes, pivoting sometimes is not hard for people. We get set in our ways and our habits, and we say, I don't want to change. But then we need to stop and think and try and figure out what the good thing is about that and how it can help me, how it can help other people. What can I do to stay positive and encouraging throughout all that? And speaking of the cleaning system that Mayor Clark talked about, we use that on our buses. Close the doors, turn it on, it gets everything. But we also, that's done nightly at the Del Webb office. But we also clean the buses every time they come down to the downtown transit center. We kind of have a NASCAR system going on. You know, you get to the pit stop and zoom, 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 zoom. Hear that word, zoom. And they're done and clean. They clean all the touch point surfaces. There's also the barrier between the operator and the rest of the riders. And I've ridden the bus recently. I feel very safe doing that. It's very quiet because people they're kind of nervous about talking to each other, and you got your mask on. And so that's usually you can strike up a conversation. So that's another stepping out of your comfort zone. Try and do that. Make sure you say hi to someone on the bus or on the street. Let them know that you notice them and that they are cared for. So I have lots of notes. Hopefully I don't take too long. Thank you again for letting me be part of this. Speaking of riders, our ridership is rising. In April, we had 27,000 riders in the system for the whole month. That includes our Chariots Local and Chariots Regional and our Chariots Lift services. And we're not doing the shop and ride, but we have I can't think of the other one. It will come to me in the middle of it. In June, we had 87,000 riders. August, we were up to 130,000, and October had 157,000. So people are coming back to the system. They are trusting the transit service. Since we had to shut down way back in April, we've been doing great. We are limited seating as well, enter by back door and fare free. So that's cool. And at our board meeting on Thursday, our marketing team gave a presentation on the new health and safety campaign from the American Public Transportation Association, APTA. Chariots, along with 200 other public transportation providers, joined the program with pledges to riders, drivers, and the community that we are taking all necessary health and safety measures in our operations. As part of the program, a seal has been prepared, and I don't have an example of that, but you can see that online if you go to chariots.org and look at news. And it's been created that will be displayed on our vehicles later this fall. It's like the blue ribbon standard for outstanding quality. And it says we are enlisting the best industry practices to keep everyone healthy and safe. Our Chariots team, we call ourselves the Chariots team, has been active in the community. We have been going to outreaches, more than 100 virtual outreach events. And I myself have attended several and on behalf of Chariots. I go to the Kaiser City Council meetings. I go to Kaiser Chamber meetings, Salem Chamber meetings, and Woodburn Chamber meetings. And I attend Kaiser United, Salem Leadership Foundation, Salem for Refugees. So we are active throughout the community, not just me, but a lot of our staff. And it's real exciting to be part of that. And our director is just an ongoing champion for the district. So, and this is not just in the city of Salem that people are active. We're throughout Marion, Polk, and Yamhill counties because we participate in many things throughout all of that. On that note, we have a couple of committees that you can be part of. You can be part of our Special Transportation Fund Advisory Committee, which helps with the ADA transportation. We need volunteers to join that. You meet once a quarter. You could be part of the statewide Transportation Improvement Fund Committee. These are all volunteer positions. You can be part of the Citizens Advisory Committee. Go to chariots.org, look up participation or committees, and you'll find it. Just look those up. We also have an opportunity for you to do business with Chariots. I'm going to hold up the Spanish one and talk about the English one. So there we go. It's our Procurement and Contracts Department, and you can contact it at chariots.org. But the Salem Area Mass Transit District Procurement and Contracts Department is located on Court Street and 588-2424, area 503. The manager is Daniel Noss, and we have some contracting opportunities, and also go through the ORPIN, Oregon Procurement Information Network, and you can find out how to. Here's my second page. I don't know how to do media like this, so pardon me while I adjust, but I wanted to honor our Spanish speakers as well. So let's do this. So we need your specialized expertise. If you have a business that operates with hardware, software, public works, consulting, advertising, etc., vehicles and rolling stock, equipment and maintenance services, give us a buzz, let us know, and find out how to participate with Chariots. So, following the governor's requirements, our administrative staff, offices are closed through November 18 to December 2nd, and our employees are working from home to help flatten the curve. We announced last month that employees will continue to work from home through the end of January. Customer lobby remains closed, but representatives are available to answer your questions, 503-588-BUSS, or email info@chariots.org. And we have a new customer service manager. Speaking of that, her name is Melissa Kidd. She's been with the district for about 6 years, and she's been a great ambassador for Chariots throughout the community. She replaces Ron Segrist, who retired from Chariots in October. And we will not be having service on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day, but we'd still serve Monday through Saturday until 9 p.m. at night. And I make sure I got all of my, 3 other studies that we're participating in. We're looking at providing service between Albany and Salem. That's another opportunity that you can provide input, the Albany feasibility study. We are still looking at finding a place for the South Salem Transit Center to increase that service in that part of town. And we are participating in discussions with the study through the Mid-Willamette Area Commission on Transportation for helping service between McMinnville and Corvallis on Highway 99. And I'm sure Mayor Clark, who is very involved in all these transportation aspects, can give more details if you need it, or you can email me, Colleen.Busch, B-U-S-C-H, @chariots.org. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Colleen. Pastor Dominguez asked about a link, or if you could email him also the Spanish information so that he'll be able to share it out through his networks. And then that we could also share that post if you want to share a link to the document or the document itself.
Okay, will do.
All right.
Oops. Yeah.
Thank you. So it is my pleasure to welcome back Pastor Jose Dominguez from La Luz de Valle Church. I know that you've had family and church obligations that have kept you extremely busy, and it is such a joy to have you back with us. I've been enjoying your messages online that you post, and it's just, you've been such an encourager and such a great conduit of great information to people in our community, to families in our community, and helping us know how we can better serve one another. Pastor Dominguez, it's so good to have you here with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. Yeah, we have had a little bit of health issues in our home. We're navigating through those. We're working through those, and had to cut my schedule a little bit Some community meetings and things I've had to cut. I've had to cut some things in my own personal life. But here we are. We are persevering. We're running the race and fighting a good fight and navigating the boat. You know, sometimes the boat goes to uncharted waters, and we pick up some people and help other people and encourage other people. But this is quite a time that all of us are experiencing in the areas of business, in the areas of my area, which is spiritual health. You know, with the new executive order that we have been handed down, you know, we've been trying to keep the people safe, secure, trying to get out information and educate people about the virus. But talking from a pastor's point of view is the mental health of people today. We've had an extreme amount of calls. You know, you talked earlier about being a Zoomie, and I can't normally deal with people on a one-on-one basis, but we're doing the best of suicides in our families. We have not experienced anything here at our church, but we're getting calls from people who are really, really hurting because of the lockdowns, depression, loneliness. Our elderly are very, very, they feel very, very lonely. And so we're trying to be an encourager. We're trying to bring peace to people. I mean, we get calls. I'm glad I'm here at my office right now because we get people wanting help, and we get people that just want somebody to talk to. So here we are, but there's hope, and we offer peace. This morning, as I was in my devotional, I had something that really, really encouraged me, and basically said, Lord, your peace calms the most troubled heart. And so that's what we're trying to do, is to try to bring peace to people's heart through what I do, which is the gospel. And we're here also trying to get out information, trying to keep people updated with all of the changes. And, you know, with that being said, you know, we don't want to downplay people's health. We don't want to downplay the security of people. So we're here at Light of the Valley Church. We're doing the social distancing and the masks and so forth. And we're concerned. We've lost friends through the virus. And so for us to downplay this wouldn't be correct, but there is hope going forward. There are ways, there are solutions. I always believe there's a solution to everything. I always believe that working in good faith, respecting one another, we can come up with solutions that will help not only us, but our community. And I'm just so happy to be back. I'm filling up my schedule very slowly, but thank you, Dave Daly. Thank you for the work that you do, informing us of things that are happening in the community during this time that I've been kind of on the sideline. I've been watching, I've been seeing, I've been hearing, and praying for the community, for our business people who are struggling. We have several business people here at Light of the Valley Church who I've talked to, and they go, Pastor, how can we handle this? Well, you have to come up with creative ways. And Jonathan, as you're coming up with creative ways to keep our local businesses encouraged, and for us to help our local businesses to continue to function, that is a great thing. But yeah, that is my concern with families today. Just the mental health, when we have families, mind, body, and spirit that are healthy, a lot of things can get done. We can be efficient. Unfortunately, things aren't as they used to be. So we have to come up with ways to work together. And that's what I like about our community. That's what I like about Kaiser, that we're able to partner together and help one another, encourage one another. And at times there are differences in our community, and we have to work with those. Be tolerant, be patient, and try to come up with what we can. But I appreciate the invitation. I don't have much to say at this time other than be safe, be secure, be at peace.
I think that's probably one of the most powerful messages that we can share right now in this time of giving thanks, and to make sure that we stay very connected and love one another. Thank you, Pastor. And also, I want to thank you for helping get out the information about the business grants. We've been working very hard as a city to make sure that the money we have available for our local businesses gets to all of our local businesses. So we want to express our appreciation to you, making sure that the business people who are members of your church, that you have connections with, know about the grants, so we can get that money and that support to them to tide them over until they hit full speed again in the future. Yeah. Thank you for being a voice of reason and encouragement. And I'm going to echo what you said about staying connected. One of the things I have been very outspoken about with our state leadership is mental health care. I've had conversations with the Oregon Health Authority, the director for behavioral health, to make sure that they understand the messaging is very, very impactful on our communities, and they need to be mindful of how they talk about what we are doing and how we are not only addressing physical health, but mental, emotional, and spiritual health as well. So every time they come up with a new messaging, they hear from me. Either it's, okay, I think this is going to work, or let's rethink this. And they are now coming to expect that from me on our statewide calls on Friday mornings. I want to make sure they keep this front and center, because a emotionally and spiritually and mentally healthy, community also is going to be physically more healthy as well. So thank you so much, Pastor. Let us know how we can be of assistance in your work to make sure that we reach as many people as possible, to know that they are safe in our community and they are welcome and loved and cared for in our community.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. One of the things that we're praying for here at our church is our children. We're seeing some cases with children in homes that are really, really troubling. And we are working on that. The fact that, we talk about the changes that we have to make as adults. And those aren't difficult for us. Imagine our children in our families having to make changes to be distanced from their friends, to be distanced from things that they normally do. And we're getting some cases here where we're having to kind of encourage families, be creative in how to get their children mentally focused. And let me tell you, it is not an easy thing. But again, there's an answer and there's hope.
Absolutely. Several months ago, we had Lisa Harnish from the Early Learning Hub here on Coffee with Cathy Live. And I'm going to reach out to her for next month to see if she would like to come back and help us understand how we can be part of the education and other community supports for our families with small children. So that's a good reminder. I will reach out to her to have her come back and help us navigate into 2021 in a strong and healthy manner. Thank you. That's a great reminder.
Especially with the Christmas holiday right next to it. So yeah. And I just want to say thank you for all your encouraging words to our community, Mayor Clark, for constantly being there. You are not alone. Your council is behind you 100%. And I know that the chamber and the relationships you have forged there is strong, as well as with the fire district and with the transportation issues. So keep on trucking. All these transportation things, and make sure that we say hello to the person next to you, and wash your hands. If you can't use that sanitizer, I'm trying to think of a bunch of good things to say. What else can we say?
You're going to get me preaching.
I think that
if you throw
go
that
ahead, Pastor.
I said we can say, don't forget the kids and the giving tree and candy canes on December 19th.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, I'd also say we did an interview this week with Danielle about resources that were announced coming. She's on the phone constantly getting the logistics of where to go and apply. So OregonBiz.gov, I believe, but I can put the URL in the comments here of this Facebook Live, but we will be back informing you as the specifics get announced, because our chamber is on it and on those discussions. Thank you very much for being proactive and being a cog of our communications in our community. And also we had a comment on the Facebook Live of I don't know if he's from Kaiser or not, but he's questioning why would we question when our governor has, and that's got to be a very difficult chair to sit in and be responsible for all Oregonians. And one thing I would have us look to is the data of where these exposures of COVID are happening and the measures that she's saying to solve those. And one of our largest outbreaks is in retirement homes. And I have to congratulate our restaurant industry. There's an association, Orla. Jason Brandt, their director, is communicating with the restaurants around the state. They have a 97% compliance rate with their sanitation. And as on radar as we are as a culture on contract tracing, I haven't heard of one patron getting COVID from a server for our $4 million citizens in Oregon. So it's a difficult decision. I know our governor is trying to solve, and we all need to do our part to protect ourselves and our loved ones. But going forward, we also need to look at the data of where the outbreaks are happening and look at that, and as a culture, respond to that. So that's what I would just say to those that question why we would say, hey, we're congregating. It's a tradition to get together as families. As Pastor Dominguez says, there's something that binds us together that carries us through these uncertain times. And that bond is so intrinsically beneficial beyond the blood pressure you feel. There's so many healthful benefits to that. So I would encourage us to echo your statements, Mayor Clark, is to bind together during this time of thankfulness, and not only family, but neighbor, be distance, reach out to those on your neighborhood. You've all got neighborhood associations in Kaiser. There's never been a better time to get connected and know what's going on in your neighborhood, of parks and streets and projects happening. It's the way we work in Kaiser through our neighborhood association. So that's just from 2 cents from our team at Kaiser TV. We want to keep you informed and inspired. And in English and Spanish, we do many Spanish interviews, and send me, I'll put my contact info in the chat. If there's news you need here in Kaiser, we will go at any time to stay connected and answer questions with our civic leaders or organizations to stay informed and connected.
So I'm going to take a moment and respond to kind of the question behind the question, because I have had people wondering about the concerns that I and other regional leaders have expressed about the latest executive order. And I want to respond that we are supportive of doing what is healthful and what is safe for our communities. I and the other signatories on a recent letter, none of us oppose hand washing, face covering, the usual things that we do for public health. What we are wanting to work very closely with the state leadership on is making sure that the metrics used for decision making are reflective of what's going to get results, helpful results for the people of our state. That said, on Monday, I will be in a Zoom conference call with the governor, along with other state leadership, regional leadership, on what that will look like going forward. So this is continuing to evolve. The state leadership has had to adapt as well, as they are figuring out what metrics work, what they don't, and so forth. And we have been very much interactive with state leadership to make sure that what we're doing is going to have the maximum benefit for all the people of our state. So I'm going to continue to push forward in any effort that I can for the health, safety, and well-being of all the people of Kaiser, for the households to feel safe and welcome in Kaiser, and for us to be ready for 2021 in a very strong and forward-moving manner. So I want to address that. So I'm going to go to all y'all for maybe a wrap-up, just maybe a greeting to everybody as we move into our time of Thanksgiving, and we'll close this out. Jonathan, I'll start with you.
Just want to thank everybody on behalf of the Chamber for the support you've all given to local businesses here in Kaiser. It's been phenomenal. You guys have all stepped up, and it's been great. And I urge you to just keep it up. I think I saw a sign, and I was on the Salem Chamber, but I'll give them credit for it today. It said, the decision to shop local is made every day. So we just encourage you to stop and think. If you need something, can you get it here in Kaiser? And if so, please do. I also like to thank the community for their response to the giving baskets. Like I said, our need is way up this year, but you guys' response has been phenomenal, and we've just got a little bit more to go. And I ask for your support in getting that done. And to Pastor Dominguez's point too, it's well taken. This is a good way that we can bring some hope to some families in Kaiser that are really struggling. So I appreciate everything you guys have done, and let's just keep it going. We'll get there.
Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you to you and the Chamber for your leadership for our community. Betty, go to you.
Yes, well, I want to assure everyone that if you need the services of the Kaiser Fire District, we're as close as a 911 call. And I encourage everyone to have a safe and healthful Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to doing something different this year than I usually do. So that should be lots of fun. So thank you, Cathy, for today.
Thank you, Betty. And thank you to all of the responders of the Kaiser Fire District for being there for us and helping make a bad situation better for everyone.
Yes.
Colleen.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I
was going to say, yes, I think they are the best. They are the best.
I enjoy working I'm on the budget committee with them as well. So my husband is a retired volunteer firefighter. So we've been entrenched in the Kaiser community for a long time. I want to say thank you for trusting Chariots and riding the bus again. We are connecting people with places in a safe and healthy manner, and we are committed to that, committed to our riders' safety, committed to our staff safety. And we want to make sure that you get where you want to go. If you don't have you're not choosing to use your car or your bicycle, but you can take your bicycle and put it on the front of the bus. That is true. So have a great Thanksgiving. Find something that brings joy. These are my joy notes to remind myself. Find a way to bring joy to someone else in your area, in your space. And I could talk forever. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Colleen. Pastor Dominguez, final thoughts. You're muted.
You're muted.
Unmute. There you go.
I guess what comes to mind is we need to learn to give thanks, knowing that Thanksgiving is coming. And you might ask yourself, well, what do I have or what can I find to give thanks for? Well, there's plenty. So we need to give thanks for our life, that we're alive, just the simple things, you know. We can do that through a practice. We can give a gift to a friend. We can call someone that's important to us. We can reach out. We can stay connected. I think that's important during this time of social distancing, that we need to give thanks for the fact that our community continues to go forward. Yes, there are some challenges. Yes, there are some difficulties, but through it all, we can together, we can overcome, but being thankful during this time. We've come up with creative ways in our family of how to be able to be safe, and I think it's going to work. And so we're going to have a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you will too. Enjoy your loved ones.
Thank you so much, Pastor. So I want to wrap this up. Thank you, David, for pulling this production together for us today. I want to wish every family, every person in Kaiser a healthy, happy Thanksgiving, a day of time of giving thanks. I want to thank you for making Kaiser the welcoming, caring community of pride, spirit, and volunteerism. Grab your coffee cup, sit back and relax. We've earned a bit of a breather. You all take care and watch for the announcement for the December Coffee with Cathy, which will come to you on Facebook Live in December. David, thank you so much for all your work to help make this happen.
My pleasure. All right, we will see you next month, and have a great holiday. Thank you. Bye-bye.